Alrighty everyone, here we are. It is mid-June of 2020. We are basically halfway through this entire year, getting closer to 2021, which by the way is going to be a very important year for Disney and Lucasfilm, as that's when, of course, the new Star Wars universe is really going to kick off with new TV shows, comics, books, novels, video games, you name it. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing in pop culture that is really a big concern right now, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there will agree, is woke culture, right? A lot of actual Star Wars fans, Marvel fans, and Terminator fans, I can go on and on. Many different franchises out there have actually been invaded by woke culture in some way, shape, or form over the past, I would say, 5 to 6 years maximum, most likely there. And now we can see that Disney is actually seeing a better direction to go in order to really take advantage of exactly how they can really reunite the fans by abandoning woke culture. We do know, and we went over this a couple of days ago, is that the new Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, actually plans to end woke culture when it comes to the movies and the TV shows. However, it's still unclear as to exactly what's going to happen with the comics, the books, and of course even some of the video games out there, which of course is really going to play a major role in the development of this new EU and exactly how it's really going to inspire the movies and the TV shows, right? So, what's really intriguing and rather concerning is the fact that Disney seems to actually want woke culture to come back into Star Wars after their consideration of getting rid of it for the movies and the TV shows to direct it at a new project. Now, with Disney, of course, not trying to head in a worse direction for the Star Wars franchise in order to make it more successful than it ever was before, they are now focused on their new films, their TV shows, and more that will be a part of the massive new EU that's in active development. Now, it's explained that for the most part, Disney is trying to move away from woke culture when it comes to the major films and the movies. However, it's explained that Disney as a company is currently planning a new project with, of course, a Lucasfilm and a specific other company that will include woke culture and identity politics to the maximum. This project is believed to be a new video game currently in development, with the project codename being, of course, Project Bluepoint. Project Bluepoint is described to be a next-generation Star Wars video game for the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 that they are developing that will include woke culture that will have some form of an effect on the prequel trilogy films by George Lucas. Now, let me just stop right here for a second. I know a lot of you guys out there are probably going to be rolling your eyes right now, alright? Who cares about a video game, right? I know a lot of you guys are more so invested into the films or the TV shows at best, right? But keep in mind here that video games really do play a large role in the development of the Star Wars canon and the lore. This, of course, also has to do with the books, the novels, and the comics, and I really do like that segment of Star Wars, and I'm sure a good handful of you guys out there will agree, and are with me on this, is that, well, the fact that the woke culture is going to invade this specific project, or the fact that Disney at least wants to experiment with this for an actual video game, I think is a very bad decision. Now, we do have a new one coming our way. It's called Star Wars Squadrons. It's going to be modeled after the older video games that we had on the Nintendo 64 and the other systems out there. You know, Rogue Squadron was a hit Star Wars video game back in the day, and they actually want to recapture that experience. So there are still negotiations in place as to whether or not the project will come to final terms of it actually being a woke video game for the Star Wars franchise. Now, this is said to be a crucial project since they plan to make this video game inspire both live-action and animated projects for Disney Plus that will connect to Star Wars overall, and of course to Star Wars Project Bluepoint that they actually aim to drop in the coming years after the release of the next-gen systems. So the next-gen systems are really going to be a hot seller this year at the very end of 2020, even more so in 2021 because due to the crisis at hand around the world, they're really going to be selling, limited systems when it comes to the PS5 and the Series X. Now, this plan by Disney is said to be a big one, and that they are still in negotiations with the video game company, still not quite sure who it is. I would assume it's going to be EA, but let's not jump to any conclusions. For of course, Project Bluepoint. Now, the project is actually said to be a first-person shooter that will serve as the next major installment after Star Wars Squadrons, and that it is described to be a revolutionary title. So, is this going to be Battlefront 3? Is this going to be a different FPS type of video game? That's a big question open on the table, right? Now, I'm really into Star Wars. I'm into everything. I would say that I'm more so obviously into the movies and the TV shows, the comics and the books. I can't say I have as much time to really experiment with the video games, hours on end, but I really do like to sit down for maybe a half an hour to an hour at max to play a video game here and there, and I'm really actually looking forward to the new one being Star Wars Squadrons. As far as the upcoming one, Project Bluepoint, I'm not quite sure how I feel about this, of Disney experimenting with woke culture once again. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Yeah.